What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. I picked all these books up about 2 weeks ago at a local shop called Great Escape. They were having a sidewalk sale. They had about 15 long boxes full of comics. They were all 50 cents each. They also were doing a DVD, CD, and record sale. It's kind of a pop culture store here in Louisville that I've been going to since I was a kid. It's actually the first dedicated comic book shop that I actually went to when I was a kid. So it's very nostalgic for me. I'm very happy it's still around and still able to go there and get some great deals. So they do a sidewalk sale probably about twice a year. They did one back in May for everything was $1. There was just comic books. They had more back then. This one a couple weeks ago, like I said, about 15 long boxes full of 50-cent books. So picked all this stuff up from there. His first book is Visionaries #1. This, of course, is based on the classic 80s cartoon. All the 80s stuff is going a little crazy right now with Ninja Turtles, Transformers, G.I. Joe. So these even, what was that one? Silverhawks is #1 is going for, I don't know, 20 or 30 bucks now, I think. Probably more. So anytime I see these comics based on the toys from the 80s, I'll pick up #1s if they're in pretty good shape. This one isn't in great shape, but for 50 cents, you can't beat that. Next book is United States of Murder, Inc. This is a Brian Michael Bendis joint. I thought this had been optioned or something, or actually I thought even maybe it was a newsstand, but I think this was too late because it doesn't say direct edition on there, but I think anything after like 2014, they just stopped doing newsstands. So I looked it up online and it didn't say like newsstand variant or anything. But I think this will likely eventually get optioned. Who knows? If not, it was only 50 cents. So why not? Next book is Hulk Raging Thunder #1. This is a one shot. This is the first appearance of Hulk and someone else's daughter. I think that's her on the cover there. I picked one of these up a couple weeks or a few months ago now. From the Kentucky Flea Market, they were having the big sale out at the fairgrounds. I picked one of them up there for a couple bucks, and this one picked up for 50 cents. Last time I checked, they were going from anywhere between 10 and 20, so I'm not sure if that's still the case. But I'll just hold on to this and see if she makes an appearance in the MCU, and it'll be time to flip it. Next one is a pure 90s buy. It's Clyde Barker Hyperkind #1. I think I've shown Ecto Kid #1 I picked up. So Clyde Barker, of course, horror author, and I think his Hellraiser was based on his books or something. He was real popular in the 80s, and in the early 90s, who is this? Marvel. Yeah, Marvel gave him a bunch of money to create some comic books, or at least put his name on some comic books. So there was Hyperkind, Ecto Kid, Hokum and Hex, and one more. There was at least four, I think. I can never remember that last one. But this one, they all had these cool, like, 90s shiny embossed covers, and this was a newsstand, so you don't see those too often. So just pure nostalgia buy. I think Ecto Kid got optioned a couple months ago, but there's tons of these out there, so that'll ever be worth more than $5 or $10. But I always like to pick up those embossed covers. Next book, we've got Sensational She Hulk #12. It's kind of a funny little X-Men cover. It looks like, I guess that Cyclops looks like he's taking a dump, but I think he's just sitting on some rocks or something. But he's reading a newspaper and smoking cigarettes. And then we've got Storm, I guess that's Colossus, Wolverine. This kind of looks like a What the vibe, kind of a parody of the X-Men, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't go in and read it or anything. And She-Hulk's got looks like her Fantastic Four unitard on. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm picking up all these She-Hulks that I can for cheap. The show's going to come on sometime next year with Tatiana Maslany, so all the newer stuff that it's probably going to be based more on is picking up value, and the old stuff like Savage She-Hulk #1, that's worth a lot. And any of these random sensational She-Hulks, they had some controversial covers and stuff. So anytime I see those, this is not one of those controversial covers. This is just goofy Cyclops taking a dump cover, but you know, I guess that could be controversial. Who knows? Next book is Age of Ultron, number 10. This is the first appearance of Angela in Marvel continuity, I believe. Angela from Spawn number 9, that white cover with her on it. She's kind of in the Marvel universe, she's an Asgardian. I think they made her Thor's sister, actually. There's a big story behind that. When she was created for Spawn, I think Neil Gaiman created her because that was when Todd McFarlane, he was doing this run on the early Spawn issues where he was asking guest writers to come in and write stories. And Neil Gaiman was one of those, and he came in and created Angela. And then there was a big lawsuit later on about whose IP it was. Was it Todd McFarlane or was it Gaiman's? I think it ended up being Gaiman's, and then he sold it, or it got sold to Marvel to pay for some of the lawsuit. I can't remember the ins and outs, but there's no Todd McFarlane sued Neil Gaiman over the rights to Angela. Neil Gaiman won, and now for some reason she's in the MCU, or in the Marvel continuity. And rumors, of course, that she'll be in the MCU because she's Thor's sister in Marvel continuity, and this is her first appearance. Next one, we got another 80s, 90s book, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, number 1. I never really played D&D before. We played, excuse me, we played Rifts and the Palladium RPG system, like Heroes Unlimited, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, actually. That's probably, that and the cartoon, the role-playing game, that probably got me more into Ninja Turtles than the actual comic books. That kind of just seeded my nerd love for TMNT back when I was a kid. So I've still got the original TMNT role-playing book somewhere. But this is D&D, the comic book, and it's a newsstand. These sell for maybe $10-$20. I don't know. I think they were talking about doing a new D&D show or movie or something, which of course they always talk about. See if anything ever comes to fruition. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of story continuity in the D&D books. I would imagine not. Just because it's kind of a create your own thing, and you know, I guess there's all of those D&D novels. What's that one line? I can't remember. I don't know. There's tons of D&D on Dragonlance. That's what I'm thinking of. Dragonlance novels. I think they probably still write those. So maybe there's continuity in there that I'm just unaware of. But I don't know if that has anything to do with the comic books or not. But you know, for 50 cents, number 1 newsstand, why not? Let's see. Start the next stack here. I've got Nebula number 1. I think I showed this a couple weeks ago too. This is another copy. It's a Jen Bartel cover from the 2019 or 2020 series. They only had 2 issues. This is issue number 1. This was getting hot a couple months ago because James Gunn came out and said that Nebula is going to be featured prominently in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So people were buying this up. I've got it listed, I think, now for like $20. Nobody's bought it yet, but I'm going to sell this one and keep the other one because I do like the cover and the character. Next one, we've got Tomb Raider number 1 from Top Cow. I think this is the first ongoing Tomb Raider series. This is like from the late 90s. There was a bunch of like Tomb Raider and Witchblade crossovers, I think, before they gave just Tomb Raider her own dedicated series. And I think this is the first one of that. There's like 5 or 6 different covers. This is the Andy Park cover, I think is the artist. And I really like the art, and I looked in the interior too, and Andy Park did the interior pencils as well, so that's really cool. So I might start trying to pick these up. Art's really cool, you know, very nostalgic for the game. The newest movie wasn't bad. The Angelina Jolie movies were, you know, what they were, just goofy fun adventure. So, but I really like the art on this, so I might try to pick these up. I think this ran until about issue 40 or 50. Some of those later Adam Hughes covers are worth something, but most of the other ones you can pick up for $1 or less. Next one, we've got Terminator number 1. This is the very first appearance, I think, of Terminator in comic books. It does not look like Arnold on the cover, but maybe they just couldn't get his likeness rights. I don't know. This came out, excuse me, right around the movie, and it's a newsstand. It's in really good shape actually. For it wasn't bagged or boarded or anything in the boxes. There's a couple spine ticks, but overall it's in pretty good shape. Next book here, we've got a Street Fighter book. Shout out to my friend David. I know he likes the Street Fighter stuff, as do I. This is from the first run of the Malibu series. I think they only went 3 issues. I've got number 1. Haven't found number 2 yet, and then I've got picked this one up too. A nice E Honda cover. They've got the Ferret, who was a Malibu comic character that they were trying to launch, I guess, by featuring him in Street Fighter, because he had, as far as I know, he was never a playable character in any of the Street Fighter games. But I love E Honda. He was one of my favorites. I was just like, you could just sit on people. That's how he got you down. So I always thought that was funny. So like I said, this is 3 of 3. I haven't found number 2 yet, but I'm gonna keep my eyes open for it. Next book, we've got a Silver Surfer in Thy Name number 1. This looks like a limited series, Silver Surfer limited series. I almost passed this up, but then I did a double take on the cover because I liked it, and I was like, "Who's the artist on that?" And it's Michael Turner down there, so I didn't know that he did Silver Surfer run. I think he did all the covers on this limited series, so this was the first time I'd seen it, so I grabbed it. So I'll keep an eye out for the rest of these now. Next one, we've got Thunderbolts. This is 117. This is from that Warren Ellis run. I'm trying to complete. I'm trying for the glare there. It's a cool cover. I'm not sure who that is on the cover. The artist is Jerkovich, who's really got a cool painted style, almost like Alex Ross. I like the cover a lot, and I got, I think, 1 or 2 more issues for this Warren Ellis run. He did about 8 or 9, I think 8 or 9 issues. So once I pick them all up, I'm gonna go through and read them. So I was happy to find this one. All right, next few are just basically run fillers. I think that's all I've got left. Yeah. So we'll start with some Punisher books. We got Punisher War Journal number 3, Punisher War Journal number 5, and Punisher War Journal number 8. Let's see. I'm working on getting these early Punisher War Journals. I think I've got basically 2 through 20 now. Still haven't found number 1. I'll probably have to pay more than $1.50 for that, but I did find those 6 and 7, those Wolverine covers. I found those at that last Great Escape dollar sale, actually, so I was happy about that. Those go for about $20 now. So I got 3, 5, and 9, and finish it off with 12, 13, and 16. So got a few Punisher books there. Almost got this full run built out, so very happy about that. A lot of Jim Lee and Will Portacio covers, so can't beat that. Next one is Soul Saga. Got issues 1 and 2 right here. This is the Stephen Platt series. After he did his run on Moon Knight and Prophet, after Image poached him. This was like his first like creator-owned series, I think, Soul Saga. So he definitely did all the covers and did all the pencils on the inside. So I'm looking forward to that. He's one of my favorite artists of that era, and he still does a little right now, but not too much. So anytime I see a Stephen Platt cover, I'm gonna pick it up. So I got issue 1 and 2, issue 3, issue 4. And issue 5. So it only ran for 5 issues, so I was really happy to pick all 5 issues up for 50 cents each. Can't beat that. Alright, and then lastly, got some more Ghost Rider books from volume 2. We've got Ghost Rider number 9, Ghost Rider number 12. Got a cool Archangel cover on that one, number 9, and then a cool Doctor Strange cover for number 12. Number 9 is Newsstand as well, so oh, it's got all the X-Men on there. It looks like it's got Beast, Jean Grey as Phoenix back there, and a blonde Cyclops. I guess I always thought Cyclops more had as a brunette. He looks kind of goofy as a blonde, but Cyclops is a goofy guy. Okay, 16. Cool Blaze and Hobgoblin cover. 18, this classic painted cover with, I think that's supposed to be Barbara Ketch, who's Danny's wife. I don't know if that's her as Ghost Rider. That just the cover says a resurrection of Barbara Ketch, so maybe she comes back. I don't know, but it was a newsstand, and I was happy to pick that one up. This is in pretty good shape too for a newsstand, not sitting, not bagged or boarded or anything. 16, that's a great cover. I think it's a text cover. Mark Teixeira with Johnny Blaze, Hobgoblin, and Spider-Man, of course. That's cool. It's got Hobgoblin's reflection in the bike for Ghost Rider there. About to get hit and pumpkin bombs splashed everywhere. Lastly, we've got Ghost Rider 25. Not really a great cover, but I'm trying to fill out this Ghost Rider Volume 2 run. So anytime I see stuff I don't have for 50 cents or a buck, I'm gonna pick it up. So that is my haul, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.